Hello friends. In previous lecture we discussed about direct inquiry. When an investigator himself or a numerator appointed by him visit personally to the field and collect the information, that is called direct inquiry. In previous lecture we discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of direct inquiry. Now in today our topic, that is indirect inquiry. When the information is obtained with the help of third party instead of a numerator is called indirect inquiry. So sometimes information is collected not by investigator himself or a numerator, but when any information is collected from third party instead of numerator, that is called indirect inquiry. Now, if a person want to know about the living condition of Sanur Taluka, a person himself visit a farmers or a numerator appointed by him visit personally to the farmers and collect the information about living condition of farmers, that is called direct inquiry. But we have another choice. If a person want to collect about the living condition of Sanur Taluka, instead of visit himself to the farmers, he collect information from Talati. Now as you all know that every village government appointed Talati, and you can also collect information about living condition of farmers from Talati, because in Talati office all the information is recorded. So you have two choice. आप पर्सनली फार्मर्स को विजिट कर सकते हो और उसकी लिविंग कंडीशन देख सकते हो, तो वो आपके लिए डायरेक्ट इंक्वायरी है. लेकिन अगर आप फार्मर्स को नहीं मिलते, लेकिन वो गांव जो है वो तालुका उसके तलाटी से सपोज आप इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करते हो, तो तलाटी इज अ थर्ड पार्टी, तो आपको इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी, वो इनडायरेक्ट इंक्वायरी हो जाएगी. इफ यू वांट टू कलेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन of employees working in Reliance Industries, if you visit personally or if you appointed any numerator and visit personally at Reliance Industries and collect the information, that is called direct inquiry. But instead of visit of workers, you can collect the information from manager of Reliance Industries, because all the employees' salary, their status is recorded in manager's office. So you have another option, you can collect information from manager's office. So manager is a third party, so this information is called indirect inquiry. Now today we discuss about advantages and disadvantages of indirect inquiry. Advantages: when the field of inquiry is very wide, at that time this method is most suitable. So when the field of inquiry is limited, at that time direct inquiry is suitable. But sometimes the field of inquiry is become very wide. So at that time direct inquiry is not possible, not suitable for you. When the field of inquiry is very much wide, at that time indirect inquiry is most suitable. If you want to collect the information about living condition of only one village farmers, so at that time direct inquiry is most suitable. But if you want to know about At that time, indirect inquiry is most suitable for you. When a respondent associated with inquiry is not willing to give information, this method is useful to collect the informations. So sometimes when a respondent is unwilling to give you informations, कई बार ऐसा होगा कि आपको जिससे इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करनी है वो आपको सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा है, अनविलिंग टू गिव आंसर, वो आपको इंफॉर्मेशन देना नहीं चाहता. सो एट दैट टाइम इनडायरेक्ट इंक्वायरी इज ओनली वन ऑप्शन टू कलेक्ट द इंफॉर्मेशन. जैसे मेरे को कोई स्टूडेंट की इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करनी है, उसके 10th का रिजल्ट क्या है, उसके मार्क्स क्या है. मैंने उसको पूछा कि भाई आपके परसेंटेज 10th के अंदर क्या है, और वो मेरे को इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं दे रहा. सो आई हैव अनदर चॉइस. मैं उसका जो क्लास टीचर है उसकी विजिट करूं और क्लास टीचर से भी इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट कर सकता हूं. सो हियर आई एम कलेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम थर्ड पार्टीज, दैट इज कॉल्ड इनडायरेक्ट इंक्वायरी. दिस मेथड रिक्वायर्ड less time, less cost and less energy. So comparatively, indirect inquiry require less time, less energy, less cost. Because in direct inquiry you visit personally to the field, so lots of time, lots of energy, lots of money is required. But here, instead of personal visit, you can collect the information from third party. So this method required less time, less energy. So this method is less expensive comparative to direct inquiry. This method is very useful when information collected from various departments of government. Sometimes when information is collected from various departments of government, like here we have to collect the information about agriculture sector, railway, insurance sector, banking sector, irrigation sector, education or health sector. So if you visit personally to the fields, so lots of time and lots of energy is required here. But when the field of inquiry is very much wide and you have to collect information from various department of government, so this is the most suitable method. आप कोई भी गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर जाओ तो वहां से आपको सब इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी. जो भी मिनिस्ट्री है वहां से आपको इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट कर सकते हो. तो ये यूजफुल इंफॉर्मेशन आपको गवर्नमेंट के वेरियस डिपार्टमेंट से मिल जाएगी. नाउ द डिसएडवांटेजेस, व्हेन इंडिविजुअल और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एसोसिएटेड विद टास्क ऑफ प्रोवाइडिंग इंफॉर्मेशन हैव एनी प्रेजुडिस और बायस एटीट्यूड, द इंफॉर्मेशन बिकम लेस रिलायबल. समटाइम्स this method having disadvantages because in direct inquiry you visit personally to the field and collect the data, and in this method you collect information from third party, and when you information collect from third party and third parties become prejudiced or biased attitude, so at that time you get information which is less reliable. आप जो थर्ड पार्टी से इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करना चाहते हो उसका बायस एटीट्यूड है, उसको आपको इंफॉर्मेशन सही नहीं देनी है, तो कई बार ऐसा होगा कि जो आपको इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी वो लेस रिलायबल होगी. दिस मेथड बिकम यूजलेस व्हेन द थर्ड पार्टी फ्रॉम होम द इंफॉर्मेशन इज ऑब्टेन्ड इज डिसऑनेस्ट, इनएफिशिएंट or unable to provide information. So sometimes this method has become useless because here you collect information from third party. And if the third party is become dishonest or inefficient, or the third party is not capable to give you correct information, so at that time you cannot collect reliable information. कई बार ऐसा होगा कि आप जिससे इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करना चाहते हो डिसऑनेस्ट है या इनएफिशिएंट है, या उसको स्ट्रिक्टली वार्निंग दी है कि आपको सही इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं देनी है, तो वहां से आप इंफॉर्मेशन सही नहीं दे सकते। जैसे जब आप 10th के अंदर थे तो आपके जो इंटरनल एग्जाम के मार्क्स है जो 20 में से देने होते हैं, तो गवर्नमेंट वो इंफॉर्मेशन स्कूल से कलेक्ट करते हैं। तो कई स्कूल ऐसे होते हैं जो ऑनेस्टली वर्क नहीं करते, वो 20 में से 20 या 19, 18 सबको दे देते हैं। So at that time government cannot collect a reliable information। जैसे स्टूडेंट की अटेंडेंस है तो आप थर्ड पार्टी से कलेक्ट करते हो, लेकिन थर्ड पार्टी डिसऑनेस्ट है तो कई बार स्टूडेंट एब्सेंट होगा तो भी उसे प्रेजेंट कर दिया होगा और ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल सकती है। सो हियर in indirect inquiry, when the information is obtained with the help of third party instead of a numerator is called indirect inquiry. So in this topic we discussed about indirect inquiry. Now the difference between direct inquiry and indirect inquiry. So in direct inquiry, when an investigator himself or a numerator appointed by him visit personally to the field and collect the information, so such inquiry is called direct inquiry. When information is collected from third party instead of numerator is called indirect inquiry. When the field of inquiry is limited, at that time direct inquiry is most suitable. But when the field of inquiry is very much wide, at that time indirect inquiry is most suitable. In direct inquiry, when you collect information that is most reliable and most accurate, while in indirect inquiry, here you collect information from third party, and sometimes a third party is become biased or prejudiced. You collect information which is less reliable and less accurate. In direct inquiry, you can solve the respondent's question doubt easily. But in indirect inquiry, you cannot visit respondents. You collect information from third party, so you cannot solve doubt question from respondents. In direct inquiry, when you visit personally to the respondents, you can collect supplementary informations. But here you collect information from third parties, so you can collect only subject information, you cannot collect supplementary information. Direct inquiry required more time, more energy and more money, while in indirect method require less time, less energy and less money. A person want to know about the living condition of farmers in Sanand Taluka. If he visit personally to the field and collect the information from farmers, that is called direct inquiry. And suppose instead of visiting farmers, a person collect information from Talati, that is called indirect inquiry. So here I am discuss about the difference between direct inquiry and indirect inquiry, and I hope you will like this lecture and this topic is important for you. Thank you very much.